Changes in the comic industry. It's rattling out there. Hey everybody, we are back. John Delarose, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. And I have a graphic novel on Indiegogo right now. Classic style, awesome fantasy. Look at the beautiful art by Jesse White with colors by Matt Krotz. You will not get anything like this from Penguin Random House, I can tell you that, or their distribution networks anywhere. We'll be distributing this ourselves. In fact, I will be packing and shipping every single one of these books personally from my house, all myself. I've got double the backers almost that I usually do, but I think we'll be able to handle it and manage it without a corporation getting involved. And that's the news of today, everybody, is that Penguin Random House has taken over distribution for Marvel Comics. Marvel is ditching Diamond distribution finally. After a long, long time of Diamond being the king in this industry, it looks like Diamond is about to sink completely. Now, this follows on the heels of last year when DC Comics actually switched away from Diamond distribution. It was a cluster fudge. I don't know what I want to say on the channel, but you know what I mean. To say the least, when DC finally ended up switching over, it screwed comic shops over really badly. Some comic shops even went so far as to say that they're not even going to carry DC Comics anymore. The one that I go to actually still is not able to get graphic novels from them. And I have not been able to get my orders that I put in because DC has messed up this and screwed the pooch so badly. But I assume the kinks have been worked out for the most part from Penguin Random House. And now Marvel being there is only going to get them to dial it in even further. Now, even though there's been problems, Diamond distribution has caused a lot of problems over the years also. If you talk to any comic book retailer, you'll know that they grumble about Diamond distribution. They really hate the system, and it's never been friendly for anybody. It's never been good for comic shops. They charge freight on all their stuff, which I guess Penguin Random House is not going to do. And so it's just been something that is not able to compete with these giant book distributors anyway. So this will be interesting to see how it goes overall. Now, there are going to be repercussions for this and consequences which are going to hurt the next tier down of independent comics. And I don't say independent comics like the ones I produce, because obviously that's not going to shake yet, but it will eventually. Here's my prediction of what's going to go down. It's going to be harder and harder for these retailers to justify getting books from Boom and Dark Horse and IDW, Dynamite, all these other niche comic companies. They already struggle for shelf space as it is within comic shops because Marvel and DC really flood the markets with their little brand stuff and screw other people from being able to get their content out there and seen by the public. And, unfortunately, the public has started these habits of just buying their Spider-Man every month and buying their Batman every month, and they don't even look at this other stuff. So it's been hard. But with Diamond not even really having Marvel and DC going forward, retailers are less incentivized to just have an extra shipment for those extra companies to go in. Now, some of them have already switched over to Penguin Random House as it is, and I expect we'll see some more, maybe from these companies as time goes on. But this little disruption in the chain of events is enough to sink some comic publishers. This is just how it goes. I mean, they're razor-thin wires and margins that are going through the comic industry as it is, and it's going to cause some troubles. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to cause companies like Boom, Dark Horse, to push further and harder into crowdfunding and Kickstarters and things like that, which is then going to start to impact people like me who are trying to compete in that space. Because now we're going to have to compete with Berserker and Power Rangers, which we already have, and these have been test runs. Believe me, these have been test runs to see if they can move their entire business models over there. And they've been wildly successful. So seeing that, we're going to see these small publishing companies move out of that comic shop model because they're not going to get the space, at least in the short term, that they had before. And they're going to have to move out into this kind of market. It's going to be quite the shakeup. Now, a lot of industry reaction about it, and as you expect from a lot of people, there was a lot of Diamond sucks, and here we are, the death of Diamond. This isn't the death of Diamond, quite the opposite. But I don't agree with this here, that it's going to be great for retailers as Diamond has competition. Diamond's going to get shut out, so they're going to be gone, and it's going to be these booksellers that are going to be it. Now, Marvel is not moving their graphic novel production over to Penguin Random House. They use Hachette magazine through that for their catalog for graphic novels, and Diamond actually picks up from that. So it's a very interesting dynamic there. And Bleeding Cool actually said that it's because DC has this like favored clause with graphic novels in their contracts. So we'll see how that shakes out over time also. For now, that's kind of my prediction. It's gonna hurt the smaller indies, and I think we'll see a little shake up there. Comic shops are going to be confused at first, of course, because they've done things one way for so long that just switching over to a new method is going to cause problems for them, just maybe for a month or two. But I think that DC really was the trial run, and everything got sorted out at this point, so it should be a little easier, at least for the Marvel and DC end going forward. Won't impact us. Make sure to back Deus Vult today. 443 backers. We're already over 22,000. I extended this so we can get to that 25 mark. I want to put a cool fantasy map in here. But we'll always distribute this ourselves. We'll always have a lot of fun. And we appreciate everybody who's a reader and supports indie comics in these circles. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.